Hey there, everybody. This is Dandy Dragon bringing another community game to you. Today we got a 1v1 from Nomad. He is also a Twitch streamer, so if you ever want to check him out there, feel free. Now it seems he's going up against a T. Don't know if that's a neutral T, a she T, or a Mr. T. Maybe it's an ice cold T. Don't know. Now we have Nomad playing HRE, T is playing English, and it seems that they are pulling some vills to go up on Nomad. Lately, we've been seeing a lot of tower rushing and white tower rushing from English. Excuse me. On top of the fact that they've also been doing a lot of Abbey of Kings into 2TC. Seeing as how they're going for this, I'm not really thinking Abbey of Kings. But this is interesting. HRE with a prelate could heal through a lot of combat. Plus, looking at the mini-map, he does have an additional gold node right up there. So it's not like even if he gets pushed off this gold that he'll really lose anything. Meanwhile, like all these villagers going idle right now, it's just giving Nomad a large resource lead. Or it will be here in a moment. Now, Nomad needs to just get them out of position. Yeah, if he had continued to pull in, he may have been able to get that Vill inside the area of the Prelate to start healing it. That's going to be an unfortunate loss for him, which is going to equalize the what the Vills did not gather there, and that is going to be that's going to be rough. But as I said before, he does have an additional gold node that he can get to pretty easily, so this shouldn't push him too far behind. Now looking at the total resources, Nomad is probably about halfway to aging up at this point, while his opponent is there maybe a fifth, a little over a fifth there. So they still got a bit to go, which is not great for them. Nomad definitely going to be in a better position for this. Looks like a little bit of missed micro there. Probably messing with the TC a bit. Now, while he's doing this, his opponent is going to be forcing more micro on the villagers, which means he was spending less time on a scout more than likely. So he is not going to get as many sheep, while Nomad looks like he's already got a drop off forward. Now he's getting a little bit more. And there's still a couple sheep throughout the map, so those are up for the taking. Nomad on second scout there. That makes sense. He's going to be able to get out, get a bunch of food, and despite all this aggression that was put on him, he's going to be able to respond in kind. Or at least hold up a defense against it, to say the least. Now we see an Aachen going up. This is not a bad Aachen position. Now, something like this would have been better. Though normally you want your Aachen in a more defensive position. But obviously, like here, it would have been covering the berries, the trees, and the gold. But that's not going to be practical because of this right here. If the opponent really wanted to, they could drop another tower right there or something. And that would be just cutting off this whole section, thus defeating the purpose. So right here is probably the best bet that he has, in all honesty. He is continuing to grab the sheep. His opponent not having much luck. Now going for stone, probably to put an emplacement on the tower. Though it's a little bit early for that, but going ahead and getting the stone while you know you have a free moment is not a bad choice. Now Nomad seeing those vills down there, he could have probably pulled the vills off of here and burnt down the tower. And like just taken rid of it, or gotten rid of it. But in all honesty, if he feels he can handle it, and it's not currently damaging him in any way, shape, or form, then there's not much of a concern, to be completely honest. Right now, he's in a better position than his opponent due to the nature of Aachen is about to be up, and his opponent is just now starting to age up. So the Aachen is going to be giving a large boost. That prelate ability will be going to all vills that are within its radius, basically making them like a vill and a half each almost. Which, with the numbers he has underneath it, he's well outscaling his opponent. without some good pressure with some longbows, probably about right here, just to kind of keep him off the wood line, then this isn't going to amount to much. And honestly, that might be his opponent's best bet, would be to just continue the pressure, because right now he's not getting much done. Like this, he got a Vil for his trouble, but all the eco time he lost, plus having to build a tower, none of it's it's not paying dividends. Now we do see archery range going up. More than likely also going to get his iron undermesh and steeled arrow. The reason why he's probably doing this is because of the movement speed. Marching drills comes now automatic for HRE, which means that they can get, if they can outnumber the longbowmen, they will win that fight, because anytime the longbowmen try to scoot and shoot or run, they will be caught up by the archers. So if they ever start to lose the fight, they will just lose all their archers. Pardon me, I'm having a little bit of the sniffles today, it seems like. Now, we do see some longbowmen coming out. Obviously, though, we already see some archers coming out on Nomad's end. So, he's going to be able to handle that pretty easily. Nomad, also a large enjoyer of mass crossbow, mass archer, with some decent micro. He's not like bad in any way, shape, or form at just scooting and shooting. So I would trust in his ability to win a head-to-head fight there. Now, it doesn't seem like he's reacting to this yet, as the archers are still in the TC. So this longbow is going to be able to just kind of freely get some damage off on Nomad, though he's going to respond pretty quickly and more than likely save that villager. Now, if this other longbow had been here first, he probably would have gotten away with just another Vil kill there, which wouldn't have been bad for him. Now, he's going to accidentally run that scout over there into the TC, which means he's going to take some damage on it. Hopefully he gets away. He does indeed. 14 HP left. Now, this is what I'm talking about. These longbowmen, or those archers, are going to be able to catch up with those longbowmen if he has them targeted. Though it looks like he doesn't, which, too bad. He could have easily ran those units down and gotten 2 free kills, basically. Though he can still take out that scout, which it looks like he's going to be able to. Yep, that's going to be the end of that. He does accidentally pull out some archers and get hit by the tower. He's going to lose a archer there needlessly. Probably was attempting, to hit the Vils there. But you probably want at least 5 or 6 archers to get 2 round volleys off, or 2 rounds of volleys off, to make sure you kill a Vil. Because it's only when you get the Vil kill that any of that's worth it. If anything, he actually fell behind due to the nature of losing the that one archer. So that was a chunk of resources he's not getting back, 80. At this point in the game, though, a little mistake like that can be pretty big. But at the same time, if he's able to recover quickly, it won't matter. We do see balanced projectiles has come out for Nomad. He does not have any Vils in production right now. That is an issue. He needs to get back on that pretty quick. But right now, he is doing alright. It looks like another archer was lost to the longbows. And that is going to hurt, but he is going to be able to push this back. He's got 7 archers in place. That'll definitely be able to win that fight. Now, if you're Nomad, what you want to do, more than likely, is get one of your scouts over here, watching the other wood line, knowing that they're going to have to respond to your attack. And then you just send probably 3 or 4 over here, 3 or 4 over there. And when he bounces between them, you just keep forcing him back and forth between the wood nodes. He will get a kill there, which will be good. Sadly, this is where you want to get on units that are closer. You want to be targeting right there on the edge and making sure you get as much room, so to speak, to get off some shots. Now, he's going to get shot back himself. That's going to suck. That's another Vil down for him. Luckily, he still does have the Aachen support, so he is going to be in a good position. Now, he is going to be getting pressed there. Once again, losing another Vil. Those longbowmen doing some good work. But that's exactly what Nomad needed to be doing over there, just kind of hitting the edge. Now, we do see he's got a sheep right there, giving him vision of that little wood line. So he can tell that there's no vills on this end, so he's going to be retreating out of there. It's a good little trick from him. It does suck to lose a sheep for nothing, so to speak, but honestly, if he can get over here, he could get one archer on that, one archer on that, and the rest on like that one, then that one, and he can probably get about 4 vill kills right there pretty dang quick, which at their current numbers, 31 to 35, that will help him get caught back up. Now, see, like, this is not necessary. This feels like a bit of waste of time, though that probably was just a micro mistake. He is dealing with a lot of situations, but see, this is where you're going to see kind of a issue arise that he's able to respond. So you really don't want to attack an opponent until you're ready to take the fight. But once again, Aachen is just kind of giving him the good position here. Now, he got to the siege engineering, or I forget the name of it. Basically allows his infantry units to build siege, or certain types of siege, including battering rams. This is probably going to go take out the outpost. Meanwhile, the archers continue to just kind of take the fights over here. And yeah, they can 100% take this. In about 4 or 5 volleys, they can kill a men-at-arm. So just chasing those down is going to be very efficient. And yet we do see a ram is up. And now he's going heavy onto gold, probably trying to get an age up here at this point. He's got a lot of farms, a lot of sheep. So he's in a good position. He's already pushed back his opponent, and they don't have a very big eco lead. Despite the fact that they have more vills at 39 to his 36, Nomad is able to take a lot of good traits here militarily, and he may even be able to get some of these vills. If he can get those vills, that's going to add even the situation up real fast. Yep, and all those vills are going to go down. That's going to immediately equalize their vill numbers. On top of that, it's going to give Nomad the advantage, as he does have the Aachen. So 100%, this is, in my opinion, Nomad's got this in the bag as long as he doesn't throw in some major way. Now, he needs to just continue putting pressure on these vills. The more he can make them bounce around, the better. That's time that his opponent is wasting. But honestly, if he can just kind of scoot and shoot his opponent's men-at-arms down, that's about as efficient, in all honesty, due to the fact that he's not having to do a lot of travel time. His eco is doing very well, and these are not cheap. Like, those are, each unit is 120 resources. So if he can take out this right here, that's an age up almost. Like, you don't want to be just throwing away that sort of military for nothing. And 100%, this is for nothing. He's not taking down even equal numbers. So that's very much going into his favor. Now, we do see the ram from before is coming up. That will allow him to probably take out those barracks right there, which is going to be really rough. I don't know what it is about English. They do not tend to like to make horsemen, and honestly, he needs horsemen. These men-at-arms do not have the movement speed to catch up with those 1.12 tiles to 1.38. Yep, they cannot run away or catch up with those archers. And we do see Regnance going up. If he can get Regnance going, that'll for sure give him the eco lead at 39 to Nomad's 41 actually. It looks like T is having to spend too much of his food onto military, and he's not getting as much eco as he needed to, or at least he wasn't. And losing a barracks over this, that's really gonna suck. Set up for defense here, he really needs to get a white tower on these farms, probably about right there or right there, to really just stop this aggression. Because as it stands, he cannot take on this mass archer blob. And honestly, enough archers, they'll kill anything. Now, we do see the men-at-arms coming out once again. All their damage going onto the barracks, or not the barracks, the rams, and that's honestly not what you want. That's going to allow him, or Nomad, to get a bunch of free shots on those men-at-arms. And even if he loses the rams, it's not much of a detriment to his economy. Like, at this point, Like Nomad he's well ahead. Resources total, he is on the upswing in comparison to his opponent. Plus, he's trading with militarily very well. Like if these were horsemen, he'd at least be able to get a few kills off here and there. But that's just going very poorly. And with that increased damage at 6 now, they're still getting 2 damage a shot. So at those numbers, I think that Nomad can take them down pretty quick. So let's call that 36. So they're getting 72 damage a volley, or every 2 volleys. So yeah, 3 or 4 volleys, and that's just a dead unit. And for something that can just outpace them speed-wise, and they're just not going to be able to deal with that. They need something that can get on top of them. Nomad's economy is just booming away right now. Now he's switching over to stables. Not a bad choice. Now that he's in castle, he can start getting out lancers if he wants. Or knights, that is, specifically for HRE, which is something that will deal with this very easily. And yet we do see crossbows been added to the mix. Crossbows much more efficient at killing heavy units with 22 damage total versus this archer's 6. Like, that's night and day in terms of DPS. If he can add even just 5 or 6 to that, that'll allow him to just one-shot these men-at-arms. Heck, he could probably just add 3 or 4 crossbows, and at the rate he's going, he would not lose any units. There we do. There we go. We do see another 2 crossbows are added, and he should just be one-shotting these men-at-arms at this point, or at least very close to it. That's really bad for the English player. It is always good, in my opinion, to see the English go down. I feel like English is doing very well right now, and seeing a Civ that can take them on, especially in this banner, it's great to me. We do see the relics are getting picked up pretty quickly. Once again, really good for Nomad, as that's just going to allow him to just continue to boom very easily behind all of this aggression. And honestly, if the English player doesn't make a big play soon in a very careful strategic way, there's no way he's going to be able to come back from this. The military difference is very large. The only way I can see it, if they can get a white tower right there, or even just if they can cut out this wood line, get it right there, something, as they need to force this blob to fight under a white tower. But it seems that he's got a different plan in mind. He's pulling 47 veils out of his 50. Jesus, that's not good. You gotta think, every second they're not on resources, he's losing stuff. So if we go to the income per minute, nothing. That's gonna just keep going down and down and down, while Nomad's just maintaining it. This is not good. Even if he were to drop a white tower in the base, he would have to do it in a really prime location, right there, or even just right here. Because even right here would be the best. But if he goes over here, then he can't get under TC. If he puts it under here, he can't get red nits. This just seems like a really off choice to me, especially with the eco now where it's at. Current resources. If he gets it up, he's going to have to spend all his resources. And Nomad can, heck, if he gets enough food banked up, and with that relic gold, he could just go L's back and just throw it down in his base. And now we do see the Rams are on Council Hall. Yeah, it looks like they're going for a base trade, each of them. At this point, this seems this is a risky bet. Nomad will likely respond to this in a moment, as he's probably microing this right here. Don't blame him. You can only be in so many places at once. Nomad does react, and he's going to be pulling off of that whole area. Honestly, with the Aachen support, and the fact that he is able to take down his opponent's infrastructure, this should be Nomad's game. If you're Nomad, you likely want to take down the TC, leave one ram to just destroy all the houses, maybe with the knights, and just pull everything else back. Like, at this point, there's not much that can be done to stop this push. Yeah, and he is going to split up his military and bring some of them back. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is a risky bet. You're doing a lot of work for something that is not going to get a lot of payoffs, at least not very quickly. And HRE having emergency repairs, like, those Rams will not take down that TC for a hot minute, at least not before Nomad is more than ready to just get the heck out of Dodge. T running out of pop space there, or will soon. And that's what I'm saying. If you just take down 2 of these houses with just 1 Ram, that's it. Like, if every time you destroy 2 houses, he can't, or every 4 houses is a Ram. But, like, right now, that's a Ram that would be out of production. He'd have to spend on a house, and that's taking up villager time. It would be slowing him down. But to be fair, Nomad just needs to get, like, 5 Rams, take down the White Tower, and then just get all his ranged units on top of them, and that's it. If these Rams try to get over here on top of Regnitz, they're just going to get burnt down by the mass vills. Like, this is a Hail Mary pass and a really bad placement. You can see its range, like from here to here. If you add that right there, if he just went right here, he probably would actually be in a position to at least argue that he could win. But yeah, everything's just going to get pulled. There's no way this White Tower stands up to all this. Like, even if they pulled all the vills, all these archers would get on top of them and just take them out. Yeah, this is, that's an interesting play. Though, personally, I think White Tower is a very powerful Castle Age landmark. The fact that you can build siege out of it right out of the gates, it's just insane. But yeah, we are going to see that game go to Nomad. What a game. A lot of cheeky plays from T. Nomad responding very efficiently, though. Everything he was doing was just perfect almost for the situation. Could have been a little bit better in so much that if he had left enough military here at the base, he probably could have just taken it all out there before the White Tower even got up or could get up. Either way, thank you, Nomad, for sharing that game with us. And thank you all for joining us today. Hope you continue to watch. Take care.